Joe Hart's through hugging people. Ladies and gentlemen, the president of the South Bend Cubs, Joe Hart.
Thank you, Lou. I appreciate everyone being here. I know I've had a few people ask me what happened to my nose. Contrary to popular belief, my wife has not started beating me yet. Now that baseball season's home and I'm back at the house more than I should be. Today's a great day, another exciting day, and it's fun to see the media here. It's fun to see our partners here. This is really a day that's been 30 years in the making. The last time a special event that happened, like what we announced the other day, the Midwest League All-Star Game was held in South Bend. It was 1989. So it's been 30 years, and I think our city is now right to host this event again. I think the facility, with the work of the city and Andrew, our owner, I think it's never looked better. So I think we're very excited to be able to unveil some logos today, what our uniforms are going to look like for the game. And the dates of the game are going to actually be June 17th and 18th of 2019. It's going to be a 2-day event with Fan Fest on the opening day, which will be a home run derby. We're looking to bring in former Cubs to do autograph sessions. It's just a great event. We want to turn this into something that is phenomenal for our city. We want to show off to the other 15 teams in the Midwest League and really highlight what this city has really done over the last 6-7 years. So with that being said, I'd like to introduce Andrew Berlin and Nick Brown. If you can come up, we're gonna, when Andrew gives us the go-ahead, we're gonna unveil the logo.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. At least Joe blamed Tracy and not me for his nose. I was happy about that. We're excited here for a number of reasons. Number one, when I first came to South Bend in 2011, as you know, many of you know by now, we signed a contract on 11/11/11, November 11, 2011, 11:11 a.m. For superstition in baseball. That seems to work, and our feeling about superstition worked because it was a good luck day. We just completed our 7th season. We had nearly 1.4 million fans come through Four Winds Field since we've become a Cubs affiliate alone. The success here is really a no doubt. The community, the club, the city have all come together as partners to make this a fabulous venue for friends and family to enjoy evenings together. But the promise to South Bend was more than just great baseball. It was more than just a great ballpark, and we believe it is. It was about also energizing the community, energizing downtown South Bend, proving to other developers and other entrepreneurs that downtown South Bend was a thriving, wonderful place to bring your business, your restaurants, your bars, hotels, apartment complexes, whatever you wanted to build, because folks are here and people are excited. We've been able to attract people from neighboring communities all throughout Michiana to South Bend, and South Bend again is a hub for activity and success. And so to be a part of that has been something that we've taken great pride in. And of course, we've also been in the business of making memories. One of the greatest parts of being part of baseball is to be able to move around a ballpark on a night when you have 8,000 folks parked in this ballpark and enjoying a good time with children, with friends, couples. It's really a marvelous experience. And so when I think about this pending All-Star event next summer, as Joe just announced, it's really a culmination of a lot of hard work, a lot of passion, and a lot of creativity and imagination that's been applied to this enterprise, this organization, to this city, not just by myself and not just by Joe, or not just by Nick Brown, who's going to join me up here, but by countless others that work at the South Bend Cubs who really take their jobs so seriously, who are so committed to the customer thrill rather than merely satisfying our fans. And so with that, I celebrate not just the All-Star Weekend for the All-Star players, but also the All-Star employees, an All-Star community, an All-Star state that really are coming together to celebrate far more than just baseball. It's a success in the community, and that's, I think, how you take a real special step forward in improving the place where we live and work. And so we're happy to be a part of it. So with that, I'm going to invite Scott Brewer up here from Four Winds Casino. And Four Winds Casino was a early believer in what we were doing here at South Bend in buying the naming rights to Four Winds Field. The alliteration didn't hurt, but also the fact that they had faith in us and have been great contributors to the community here is really is a great partnership. And so I thank Scott and the team at Four Winds.
Thank you. Thanks, Andrew. Couldn't have said it better. He talks about all-stars, he talks about partnership, he talks about community, he talks about experience. So on behalf of the Pokagon Band and the Four Winds, it is our pleasure. We're humbled to be with such great all-stars and these partners. Andrew's team, the city's team, with the mayor. There's so many great things about this. It's wonderful to be a part of it. We started this partnership 5 years ago for them to reach out and ask us if we'd be part of the All-Star team. Why not? High brand to high brand. The band, the Four Winds Casino, they're our fourth project here in South Bend. Nothing could be better. So I'll close that with a thank you all for letting us be a part of this community. It's a great time to be a Pokagon.
Thank you, Scott, and I know some of your team is here, and I know Chairman Weesaw was not able to make it today. But this is a great honor for us. You guys have been great partners, and actually it's almost been 5 years to the day. I think it was September 6th. 5 years ago we announced the naming rights partnership, and it's been everything that we've expected and hoped for on our end. I know we've had a lot of great partnerships, a lot of things along the way, but also because of that partnership we've been able to continue to make improvements to this great ballpark, which I must remind people it's 30 years old, but it certainly does not feel that way. At this point, I'd like to invite up Dick Nussbaum. He's the Midwest League president. Dick has been a great help, a great friend to our ownership group, but he's also been a great leader for the Midwest League team, and I know he's excited to see it here in his home community. Dick?
Thanks, Joe. As Midwest League president, I am duty-bound to be neutral. However, today I'm going to break that rule because I can't tell you how thrilled I am that the All-Star Game will be coming back to South Bend after a long time not being here. And one of the signs of not being neutral is saying we and our when I refer to South Bend. And I'm going to do a little bit of that for just a couple minutes. One of the things when someone gets to this point in my life or anyone's lives is that you get a little perspective. And looking back over that 30 years between 1989 and 2019, there are some things that are different and there are some things that are really pretty much the same. The different part, we had a beautiful stadium in 1989. It was state of the art at that time. It was something that individuals from all around baseball wanted to come and see. And it was really a great event. However, it was a game. It was a single game. It really wasn't a festival part to it. And I think that's one of the things that the community will be able to see in spades, what a great event it's going to be for this city. And it's going to be an opportunity to show the vision of South Bend, the vision of how professional baseball and the city and the community have come together to make this part of downtown exactly what Mayor Parent thought it would be when he led the effort to build this stadium. So that's something that I'm really going to be proud to show off, and that is all the Renaissance District and everything that's going on in South Bend. And we have certainly Andrew to thank for that as far as the stadium and all the ivy and all those kinds of things. But we also have our mayor who's going to speak in a few minutes, who's done a fabulous job of putting South Bend not only on the map nationally, but also with the great projects that are taking place here in our town. In 1989, the game was scheduled to be played on June 26th, June 26th, 1989. It rained about 5 inches that day. There are pictures, if you go back to the South Bend Tribune, they showed the dugouts underwater. It was then played on June 27th, and the South team, we were in North-South Division at that league at that time, beat the North team 4-1. And the one thing that has stayed the same throughout these 30 years is the game of baseball. And Midwest League All-Star Games have the opportunity to showcase great talent. In that 1989, probably the biggest star out of that game was a player by the name of Scott Radinsky. Scott was a relief pitcher for then the South Bend White Sox, who went from South Bend in 1989 to Chicago in the big league in 1990. He went on, I think, played 11 years. And the one thing most of you don't know about Scott, that he's now a singer in a punk band. But he's also the bullpen coach for the Los Angeles Angels. Through the years, we've had players like Mike Trout, Alex Rodriguez, I'm sure you've probably heard of them, that have played in the Midwest League All-Star Game. So I would really encourage our fans in South Bend and around the Midwest League to come to the game and to see the stars of tomorrow. So I can't tell you how excited I am for next June. This will be my 27th All-Star Game. And I've seen a lot of different places and away communities have handled this event. And I don't want to put a lot of pressure on Joe and Nick and Andrew, but my guess is that this is going to be bigger and better than anyone we've ever seen. So, everybody come out. It's going to be great, and play ball.
Thank you, Dick. Now I'd like to invite up Mayor Pete. Mayor Pete, you and your staff have been unbelievable to us as an organization. We could not do what we do without your help and support. Aaron Perry, who has become a good friend of ours and has really helped oversee the ballpark over the last couple of years through Venue Parks and Arts. It's just been a great pleasure, and we take great pride in joining the city and really hosting this event. So Mayor Pete, please come up and say a few words.
Thank you. Well, thank you. Let me begin by echoing what Andrew had to say about the team that Joe leads here as being an all-star team. It was a lucky day for South Bend as well, that 11-11-11, and I don't think any of us, other than Andrew perhaps, even in our most optimistic visions, could have anticipated the effect that the arrival of this club and the developments that have happened at this park could have on our city, on our reputation, on the way that it looks and feels, and each passing year surpassing themselves. Most recently, of course, with the excitement around the Ivy at Berlin Flats here. And it's so great in that tradition to add more big news with the announcement of this All-Star Game. First of all, it features the Midwest League coming to us. And I wonder how many people in South Bend know that in Dick Nussbaum, who's already known and very highly regarded as a leader in our community, but we also have the leader of the Midwest League and a major figure in minor league baseball as well. And so we know that you have certain obligations when it comes to neutrality, but we're certainly not neutral about our pride in having that leadership right here. This is a very special place, I think, for all of us. I think of memories coming here with my father back in the days closer to when that first All-Star Game was played here in 1989, all the way to a first date here that resulted in my marriage earlier this year. And I think all of us can put memories that mean a lot more to us than just the appreciation of a great sport to a facility like this, a club like this, and the kind of events that happen here. But this is also a community effort and a community enterprise, and whether it's the work that Andrew and his team have done here, whether it's the contributions of Four Winds and the other sponsors who help make this place what it is, or whether it's what each of us do as fans to contribute to this facility. We get the kind of quality events and facilities that we support. And so it's going to be up to us, the people of South Bend, to show just how excited we are about this All-Star Game. It's coming in the midst of a big 2019 that kicks off with the Winter Classic here in town. Then we've got the major golf event at Warren. We've got the Garth Brooks concert coming up. So many things to be proud of, and this fits in right there among them. And so I know that we will meet this challenge, South Bend, a happy challenge, because it challenges us to make sure that everybody who's coming here leaves with the best impression of South Bend, and to make sure that everybody who lives and works in South Bend gets the most out of this truly extraordinary and once-in-a-generation opportunity. So big congratulations to everybody. Congratulations and thanks in advance for all the work that's going to go on. And I can't wait to be there that big day. Thank you.
All right, here in just a minute, we'll open up to some quick question and answers, and then what we'll do is we'll be available individually. But I'd like to invite Nick Brown up and Chris Hagstrom as we unveil some of the logos that we're going to have for the event. The board to my left is going to be our All-Star Game logo, along with the logos for the Fan Fest, the All-Star Lunch, and then also the Home Run Derby. And then to my right are going to be the uniforms. This is a game really for the players. So we wanted to create special uniforms in which the players will be able to keep following the game. So this is what the East will look like. And then the other one is going to be the Western Division. And again, this would not be able to be possible without the folks here in the city, without Four Winds Casino, and then obviously Andrew Berlin and the vision that he had when he purchased his team back in 2011. So at this point, I'll open it up for some quick Q&A, and then after that, we'll be around and available for individual questions. Yes, Lou?
Are we in the east or west?
South Bend is in the east. And Lou, to answer your second question, there's 16 teams. Yes?
Can you talk about the rotation? I know that this moves around the league. Were you next in line, or did they come to you and say, you want to do it?
Yeah, and Dick would probably have better information or the history on this. It does now rotate. We are in the position to be able to take this, and that's the other unique thing. It's been 30 years since we've hosted this event, but the way the new rules are in the league, there's a good chance it may not be around for another 16 years. So I think that's why, from our standpoint, from a staff, we really want to blow this out. We do, as Dick said, that's been our goal since day one, is we're going to make this the best All-Star game that anybody in our league has ever seen. We want these players to feel like they're in the major leagues, because this event truly is about the stars of tomorrow. So that's what it's going to be. That's what we're going to focus on. And as Mayor Peak said, it's going to be a fun challenge to get people out here to showcase our facility, the hospitality that we provide to the other 15 teams in the league. Any other questions? Yes, Andrew. Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. One thing I just wanted to mention, Joe does mention that we're going to focus on making it the best all-star game in the league. He's not kidding. We're going to apply the financial resources to ensure it is not just only the biggest, but the best, but the most memorable all-star game ever in the history of the Midwest League. That's a promise from the South Bend Cubs, from Joe and myself. Just want to emphasize that.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Hold me to it. This is going to be a real. It'll go viral. Believe me. It'll be something national. It'll be a national story. Okay. And the other thing, I've been asked a few questions about the Ivy at Berlin Place. The model for the apartment buildings will be open this week, and we'll be sending out an announcement for any press that wants to come through and see the model. 3 of the 4 buildings will be done within, I think 2 of the 4 buildings will be done by the end of this month, and the 3rd and 4th building will be done in the month of October. So we're just about ready to unveil the entire complex, but the model will be open this week, and we'll be ready to sign leases moving forward. We have a long waiting list of folks that want to see the stadium or see the apartments, but we're hoping to have it all signed up and filled by the end of the year. So any other questions about the Ivy or about the game or about Four Winds or the Cubs, be happy to take them too. Okay, thank you very much.